All right, in the last video, we've added text, we've tracked our footage, and we've got some text that's just kind of floating on our stadium, on the bleachers of the stadium. And now what we're going to do is we're going to composite something onto the wall. We're going to have a little bit of fun with this. So let's jump into After Effects and see how we do that. All right, so here we are, and let's zoom in here and make sure we grab our video clip and our effect 3D camera tracker, and let's grab a plane. We're going to grab a plane this time. So let's see here. I want this point here, and maybe this point here. How's that look? The more points you grab, the more accurate it will be too. So that's something to keep in mind. So let's grab that, and we'll grab that one there. Yeah, that looks pretty good. All right, so I've got this plane, or this odd looking shape. But this time I'm going to right click on the target here. And I'm going to say create. I could do a couple different things here. I could create solid, I could create null. For this particular one, let's go ahead and create a solid. Okay, now I'm going to click off of that. And you can see that there is a big pink solid here. And we can scale this out, right? Like so. And it's not in a line with what we need it to be. It should be on that wall because I want to cover that wall. So let's make some changes to this. First off, I'm going to drop the opacity so I can see what's going on. Actually, better yet, instead of dropping the opacity, let's do something else. Let's change that back to 100. Let's go up into Effect. And we're going to look for Stylize. No, it's under Generate. There it is. Go to Effect, Generate, Grid. Okay. I'm changing the color of my grid to like a nice bright red so I can see what's going on. And you can see it's not aligned with the wall. So let's make some adjustments. R for rotation, and adjust it left or right. Okay. And then hold down Control. We're going to adjust that again. Like so. And this can take a little bit of finesse to do that. Hit A for anchor point. Let's move this to the left or right. Drop it down. And then R for rotation again. All right, we're pretty close with this. We can tweak this later if we want to. But now we've got this grid, right? So let's go ahead and nest this. I'm going to pre-compose this. It's called nesting in Premiere. But we're going to right-click on our clip and go up and say pre-compose. Another thing we could do is go up into Layer and come down to the bottom of Layer and say pre-compose. And we're going to call this one Wall Graffiti. And we're going to leave all attributes and click OK. All right, so now we've got this pre-composition called Wall Graffiti. Let's double click on that. And it's this big square. Okay, so that's the one downside of using a solid. It does not stretch out like we did, like we stretched it out. So now let's add an effect. Let's add, you know what, let's add this graffiti image right to it, like this. And I'm going to scale it down, like so. Okay, looking cool. Let's go ahead and shut that pink off and come back to our footage. All right, now you don't see anything here. Well, that's because our grid is turned on. Let's turn our grid off. And look, it's all stretched out. So let's adjust our scale again. So hit S for scale. Oop. Uncheck that. We're just going to make all of that 100. And then we'll scale it up this way instead. Again, adjust our anchor point. Let's put this into place. Let's put it, we're going to put it over here. Why not? Because we can. Okay, it's right there. Still doesn't look like much. Well, what do we need to do? Well, let's composite it. We need to change the blending mode, right? So we're going to click on toggle switches to make sure we see our mode. Click on normal. And let's change it to like multiply. That works pretty good. Let's try overlay and see what that looks like. No, that's too bright. We're going to go back to multiply. I kind of liked that. And then I can also adjust it further. I'm going to hit T for opacity and drop the opacity down a little bit. Right? And just like that, let's hit A for anchor point. I'm going to move it down so it's not on my letters up there. Somewhere like that. And let's clean this up and see what we've got. I'm going to click on my video clip and turn off the render track points for right now. And then we're good with that. I'm going to just deselect everything. And I'm going to push play and see what we've got. And now it looks like that graffiti has been painted on the side of that wall. We've got some text in the stands. That's pretty good. Could probably use a little bit extra work done to it. But there you go. We've done some quick and easy compositing in After Effects, creating some really neat effects in that. So I hope this helps. I look forward to seeing you in the next video where we work with nulls, and we'll show you how to parent nulls, and we'll work with a couple other things in the tracking process. All right, I'll see you in the next video.